So NBA All-Star voting starts in about a month from now, and something I like to keep an eye on every year is who's going to be the first-time All-Stars for that year. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? In this video, I want to talk about guys that have the good chance on being a first-time All-Star. I think it's a pretty cool moment in your career. Last year, we had a bunch, and I'm excited to see who will be in it this year. So if there's somebody that I didn't mention, let me know in the comments below on who you think can deserve a first-time All-Star appearance for this NBA season. We'll also be going back to East versus West, and we'll no longer have the All-Star draft that we've seen the last couple of seasons. So if you guys do enjoy these NBA Talk videos, I'd appreciate you dropping a thumbs up. And the first player we can talk about is a breakout candidate from the 2021 draft class, and that is Shenanigans of the Houston Rockets. So I said this in the 2021 draft class video that like if you ask somebody like on draft night in 2021 who the Rockets like stud from that class would be, everybody, 99% of the people would say Jaylen Green and not Shenanigans, but it looks like Shenanigans is definitely on a better track to being that guy for them right now. Now Jaylen Green is still a solid player, don't get me wrong. I just think Shenanigans has a better chance at being an All-Star this season. Shenanigans this season is averaging around 20.5 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 5.5 assists a night from the 6'11 center. That is just incredibly impressive. He's also being super efficient from the field, around 57% there. He's not a liability from the three-point line. He's shooting around 32%. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's pretty solid for somebody at 6'11. He can impact the game in so many different ways on the offensive side of the ball, and like just going back to the 5.5 assists for somebody with his size has a really good chance at getting in the All-Star game. Now, it could benefit him. It could hurt him that he is a center, because obviously they are just kind of more limited throughout the league and getting into the All-Star game. Obviously, like there's a lock spot in Nikola Jokic, whatever Anthony Davis is going to get in as, and they are lumped in with forwards as well. So he's going to have to contend with a lot of talent in the West, and there's going to be some snubs this year for sure. But I think Shenanigans is definitely on a good pace right now to potentially being in his first All-Star game, or at least getting in as a reserve. All right, the next guy I want to talk about looks really good to make his first All-Star appearance. He's going into year number 4, fully breaking out this season as the number 2 option for the Philadelphia 76ers, and that's Tyrese Maxey. Yeah, who knew that just trading off James Harden would really unleash Maxey like this, turning into one of the better conference guards in the East? And he's right up there in that tier with other guys that we will mention in this video. But yeah, Tyrese Maxey this season in 15 games is averaging 26 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 7 assists a night, which is an incredibly impressive feat for Maxey because his career high in assists per game this year was 4.3. Now it's at 7.1. He's also by far at a career high in minutes per game at 38 a night. Shout out Nick Nurse. And shots per game, he's at 20 a night. His last career high was last year at 15, but he's being super efficient on a good volume. He's an elite three-point shooter at 40%. He's an elite free throw shooter at 91%. He's the clear number 2 on a very good 76ers squad. That's going to be right up there in the top of the Eastern Conference when the All-Star voting is happening. And that could influence some voters as well. So I think there's a really good chance that the Sixers traded away an All-Star caliber point guard in James Harden and just have another one in Tyrese Maxey. All right, he didn't make the All-Star game last year, but I think Jalen Brunson has a good shot to get in this year. Now, there's going to be a lot of Eastern Conference guards. Like, Halliburton is pretty much going to be a lock to make it. You got guys like Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, just a plenty of Eastern Conference guards that are up there. So it will be tough for Brunson to make it, but Brunson is averaging 24 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists this season, and just on really good efficiency. 45% from the field, 47% from 3. Yeah, he's shooting better from 3 than he is from the field because he's just that elite of a 3-point shooter. Also 85% from the line. He's the best player on this Knicks team. He's been very clutch for them this season. He had a great performance in the 4th quarter against the Miami Heat the other night. And the Knicks would really be nothing without Jalen Brunson. You could say he was a borderline All-Star last year. He probably needs to get that field goal percentage just up a little bit. And he's not a liability on the defensive end of the floor by any means. So yeah, Jalen Brunson's going to be right up there with Tyrese Maxey on who's going to get in their first All-Star appearance. And I'd love to hear in the comments who you think deserves their first-time All-Star appearance more, Maxey or Brunson. All right, so if the Orlando Magic are going to be this good, they definitely need at least one All-Star. And I think out of the two, I think Paulo has a better chance at getting in his first All-Star game appearance than Franz Wagner, or at least so far. Obviously, Paulo was the number 1 overall pick in 2022. He played for Team USA last summer. He's definitely the more, I think, popular player out of the two as well. And his numbers definitely look better than Franz's this year. Paulo Banchero, for the 11-5, second place in the Eastern Conference at the moment I'm recording this, Orlando Magic, is averaging 20 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists. He's shooting 49% from the field, 44% from 3 as well, which just really made my jaw drop. I did not expect a jump from 3 like that from Paulo because he shot 29% from 3 last year. And like I said, the Orlando Magic, if they're going to be at the top of the Eastern Conference, they need at least one All-Star, even know they don't have any 20-point per game score. And I think Paulo will be over that 20-point mark come December, and he will be in his first All-Star game. All right, so we already mentioned one player from the 2021 draft class in Alperen Sengun. Now let's talk about another one up north in Scotty Barnes of the Toronto Raptors. If there is going to be one Raptor in the All-Star game, I do think Barnes has a better chance to get in over Pascal Siakam. Barnes this season in year 3 is averaging 19 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists a night. He's also shooting 47% from the field, 38% from 3, and 75% from the line. He's also a pretty good defender as well, which should definitely get him some bonus points as well in the All-Star game, even though at the end of the day, it's really a popularity contest. It's who's the more entertaining of the players. But I do think Scotty Barnes is good enough to at least be in the discussion to make his first All-Star appearance. Obviously, not everybody's going to make it in because you still have so many other guys that are just going to continue to make it, at least in the Eastern Conference, like Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese Halliburton, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. There's just a ton of talent in the East, so it's going to be very tough to make it, and not all these guys are going to make it for the first time. But I think they're all at least playing at that level, and that's like Scotty Barnes this season. All right, another player that could be a sneaky first-time All-Star. Yeah, he has never made it, and he's going in year 9 of his career. He was drafted back in 2015, and that's Miles Turner of the Indiana Pacers. So Turner has definitely been the second best player on this Pacers team for at least the last couple of seasons, with Tyrese Halliburton at the 1. And the Pacers are currently 9-6 at the moment I'm recording this video. I think they may need to get up there a little bit in the standings if they are going to get 2 All-Stars. But Miles Turner over the last 2 seasons has been so much of a better player than he was in the first kind of half of his career. He's averaging 17 points, 7.5 rebounds. He's shooting 52% from the field, 37% from 3, and almost 80% from the line. And he's still one of the best shot blockers in the league, 2.2 blocks a night. They are so much better with him on the floor, both offensively and defensively. And he is so important to this Pacers team. Not as important as Tyrese Halliburton, so he will always get in over Turner if there's going to be at least one Pacer in. But I think Turner is in discussion to make his first All-Star appearance here in 2024. All right, next up, I want to talk about a player that is not on a good team whatsoever, which will probably hurt him in the voting, and that is Desmond Bane of the Memphis Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies are one of the worst teams in the NBA right now. They're currently the 14th seed in the Eastern Conference with a 3-12 record. That's a 20% winning percentage. It's not because of Desmond Bane, though. He's definitely stepped up as the #1 scoring option in the absence of Ja Morant due to his suspension. Bane is averaging 24 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 5 assists a night. He's shooting 45% from the field, 36% from 3, and 87% from the line. Those are almost all career numbers across the board. And like I said, he'll probably get docked a little bit due to the Grizzlies record. So if it's kind of coming down to like a tiebreaker between him and another guard, that may hurt him a little bit. But what also is in Bane's favor, he's been playing a little bit of both shooting guard and small forward this year. So he could be eligible for either a guard or forward spot, which can give him an added bonus and a better chance at making his first All-Star appearance. And the last player I want to talk about is a rookie. So obviously this is his first crack at making the All-Star game. And it's not Victor Wembanyama. It's actually Chet Holmgren of the OKC Thunder, who in my opinion is the rookie of the year right now. Chet this year has been just incredible in his first 15 games. He's averaging 17 points, 8 rebounds, 2.5 assists a night in a decent sample size. Like 15 games is a pretty good look now. He also is just insane efficiency for somebody at 7'1". He's shooting 56% from the field, 43% from 3, and 87% from the line. He's also one of the league's best shot blockers already, averaging 2.3 blocks a night. And he is so important to this OKC Thunder team. And they're 11-4 starts of the season. Obviously, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will get the first nod as an All-Star on the Thunder, but Chet Holmgren is so important to their team on both ends of the floor, especially on the defensive side. They are so much worse with him off the court than they are with him on it. And I think there's a chance that Chet Holmgren could make his first All-Star appearance in year 1 in his rookie season. We haven't seen that in a little bit, so it would be cool if we see it from Chet this season. So yeah, that is gonna be for me. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Let me know if you did by dropping a thumbs up. I think all these players have a solid shot at getting in their first All-Star game. I think Maxey, Brunson probably have the best chance, and then I think like Sengun, Bane, Barnes, Holmgren, and Mike are kind of right behind them. But let me know what you guys think down below. Is there anybody that I didn't mention that you think should be at least in the conversation? And I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.